Hello and welcome to BierTier, the German engineer. Today we're back with oxygen not included with the spaced out DLC. So without further ado, I would say we're gonna jump right into it and see what we can do. We have a lot left on our plate. And here we are, exactly where we left off last time. Our electrolyzer over here is still going strong, temperature is still okay. We need to change those over to insulated tiles. That's the very first thing I want to do. So let's make sure that is getting done by our dupes. ASAP preferably. Everything out of isolated tiles, wonderful. I already built the electrolyzer out of cold amalgam, so it can keep up at higher temperatures. That's very, very good. And something else I just noticed is that our critter feeder here is completely empty. That can only mean one thing. We are out of sedimentary rock. So over here is a deposit. I think we're gonna grab that right away. So I'm just gonna dig into here. What do we have here? Polluted ice and ice, doesn't really matter. So we're gonna just come straight over to here, and then we're gonna dig slowly but steadily our way all the way down. That's what will need to happen. We need to have this rock in, so our critters don't freaking starve to death. It's going to be a little bit of a process, but I'm going to get every last bit out of here. Every one of those tiles here is like 1.8 tons. Exactly what we need. Wonderful. And very good. Our dupes completed the insulated tiles over here. That should now store a bunch of heat in here, which should then also automatically make our gases warmer that are coming out of here. Let's take a look at that. Where are we at? F7. Oxygen is coming out of here now, has 18 degrees. No, where are we at here? 20 degrees when it comes out. And by the time it gets down here, it's down to 3 degrees, and over here it's a negative. So it's slowly but steadily heating this here up. And if you want to heat another part of the base, all we have to do is make these pieces here all out of insulated gas pipes. Currently, it really doesn't matter to me, so we can let it run. Let's take an actual look at our temperature. How are we looking around the base? Oh, look at this, all this nice green here. In here, we're slowly but steadily getting green as well. And we have another dupe. Let's take a look. Choose a blueprint. What do we have? We have a suit wearer who is decreased in cuisine and increased food morale bonus. Oh, that's good. That's actually very good. Another suit wearer. That wouldn't hurt. What do we have over here? Ren. Researching, farming, rocketry. Increased excavation, decreased bathroom use speed, decreased creativity. Would be okay, but not really needed right now. Morale bonus while in space, okay, would be good for later, but decorating. I think currently a suit wearer would be better for us. So yes, we're gonna get Devon, but Devon is gonna get renamed. Can I rename you, please? No? Okay, that's a weird bug that I have not encountered before, but that's okay. We're gonna print you, and then we're gonna rename you in a different way. We're gonna go to priorities, shouldn't really matter. Where's Devon? Here you are. Welcome on board, Lord McFrench. You're the newest member. Only problem is, now we have 14 dupes, but only 12 pads. And that is not good. What are you guys building here? Copper, gold, and iron. Oh yeah, that's the last batch that I put on this, right? As soon as that's done, we're gonna get rid of this rock rusher right here. And then we're gonna put a new bedroom and bathroom combo in here. That should work out just fine for our purposes. Very, very good. We still have our coal generators running down here. We have a bunch of batteries here. We're gonna get all this copper ore back. Currently we can use them. They create a little bit of heat. Let's take another peek at that. Yeah, it's negligible, I guess. Well, it is actually positive temperatures. Down here we are at -6, -7. Whereas up here we're at +4. So the batteries are doing something. We don't really need them anymore though. Down here though, I'm a little bit worried about this here. Our carbon skimmer cannot skim any carbon, because all we have down here is all natural gas. We have no more carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide, when we take a look, is, where is all of our carbon dioxide? Oh, it's stored all right in here. That's right. And down here, we have now full oxygen, because we're pumping it all the way down here, so it just fills up everything. It doesn't even let more come down here. That's great. So we are actually really low on carbon dioxide. That's great. You can do whatever the hell you want for right now. I don't really mind. That's all right. But yeah, so far so good. So what's the next thing on the list? So one of my wonderful subscribers made me aware that I missed the oil last time. It's right here, it's frozen. And up here, there's barely a color difference. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this here is liquid carbon dioxide and this here is crude oil. Carbon dioxide, oil. It looks the exact same. It's so subtle that it's not even funny. So I missed it. And also this here, I mistook the crude oil for diamond. So we have actually frozen crude oil here and liquid crude oil over here. Let's take a look at crude oil. The melting point is negative 40.1 degrees. So this here is barely not frozen and this one here is barely frozen. That's basically what we're looking at. So we need to dig our way over to here and get access to this oil reservoir here so we can make use of it. And I'm trying to dig up as little crude oil as I can. Let's see how that goes. But yeah, that's the idea. We have a little bit of lead right there. That's also going to be useful later on to make some wiring out of it for if nothing else. What I also want to do is here on the top, I just want to continue excavating over to here just so we can find out what the hell is going on over here. Like, what is there? Let's see. Let's build some stairs right there so our dupes can actually get down there. And we can see what's going on over here. It looks like it's another cold biome of some sort. We have brine ice over here. So we will see what we can find. Because that cold biome down here, oh, it's not cold. It's freezing. A negative 113 degrees. I don't even know what's going to happen if I send a dupe down there with no suit whatsoever. I actually don't know what happens at those temperatures. Will he die immediately? Well, probably not immediately, but it's not going to be good for him, that's for damn sure. We have a bunch of, not right there, we have a bunch of rust around. And rust. If we take a look into oxygen, the rust deoxidizer, it takes 750 grams of rust, 250 grams of salt, and 60 watts of power. And out comes oxygen, a little bit of chlorine, and iron ore. So this here is a lot of iron ore. Let's see, how much rust do we already have? Where's the rust at? We already have 42.2 tons. And there are many more tons laying around of this stuff everywhere. So we can make iron ore and oxygen out of it. The chlorine, we don't really have any use for. That's all we use the chlorine for. So either we're gonna dig up and vent it into space, or I'm not sure what we're gonna do with it. Maybe we're just gonna make a room and kind of slap it all in there or something. Something like that needs to happen. But that is also an idea. And for that, we need to come down and we gotta tame the Saltwater Geyser here. So I'm also gonna tell the dupes, let's get digging down to here and let's get into there. So we can then start building some sort of enclosure around it. Take the salt water, get the salt out of the salt water, creating normal fresh water. What do we use for that? Do we have that already unlocked? Desalinator. So the desalinator takes 5 kilograms of salt water or 5 kilograms of brine. It takes 480 watts of power, so that's quite expensive. But it gives us 4,650 grams of water a second. So we put 5 kilograms in and we get 4.65 kilograms back out. And we get a little bit of salt. If we put brine in there, it gives us 1,500 grams of salt. So we can get a bunch of salt from the Saltwater Geyser here. And we also get some fresh water for our reservoir. Even though that sucker is actually full to the brim, mainly because of our ice here. So we have so much water, we literally don't know what to do with it. We may have to build another reservoir somewhere. May actually be a good idea to build it close to wherever our Saltwater Geyser is, so we can get rid of this salt water pretty quickly. Meanwhile, here on the bottom, how do we approach this crude oil reservoir over here? That's another good question. I think we're gonna make all this carbon dioxide here. It's barely anything though. But even if this here, yeah, screw it. We're just gonna dig straight over. I want to have all this diamond here anyways. So let's make sure we get all this stuff out. Let's dig the top out first. We can go another 2 high from where we are, which is perfect. Almost like I planned it like that. Crazy how that works, isn't it? Wonderful. So we're gonna dig all of this here out. Then we're gonna dig all the bottom out. And then we're gonna build some sort of reservoir for our crude oil on the bottom. And then we're gonna utilize this oil reservoir. Which, once again, and we go into refinement, I believe. Utilities, here we are. Oil well. So it requires 1,000 grams of water a second. And it gives us 3,333.33 grams of crude oil. So that's what we're gonna plop right on top of here. That's what's gonna go right there. And then the water that we're gonna get out of the saltwater geyser here will also feed our oil well. So that is gonna be a wonderful cycle, what we can use the saltwater geyser here for. That's perfect. Just need to make sure that all this stuff here doesn't come out and fly onto our face, basically. So I think the easiest thing would be to build somewhere around down here. Something like this here, yep. Then we're gonna come over to here. And we're gonna give it a nice big reservoir. It does not really matter, to be quite honest. How about we make it straight though? Just up to right here. Is that it? Right there. Here we go. Perfect. But that's what we're gonna build. We just need to make sure that we don't build any of this here yet. Yeah, don't want to breach this here yet. And to get actually around this whole thing, we need another ladder coming all the way down to here, as well as another fire pole also coming all the way down to here. And we're gonna dig all this stuff here out. Here, 4 wide, just like that. And here in the bottom, so we have a second access point and potentially get some fresh air in there as well. We are going to dig also another pass through here, kind of like we did over here. Then on the bottom, let's make sure we have a 2 wide space that we can dig all the way along, just like that. Only problem is we have sand right there. So let's see that we don't dig up what's underneath the sand before we actually get there. We want to build first our insulated tiles and then dig up whatever is underneath the sand, or everything will break down to the floor. Wonderful. And all we have to do with the saltwater geyser, there's nothing fancy about it, is basically just put a pump in there and call it a day. So that's pretty easy and straightforward. Wonderful. The other question that I have is, do we now have some sort of smooth hatch egg yet? What about your percentage here? 7? That's a little low. You're our babies. Oh, here we have a smooth hatch egg. We have a smooth hatch egg. Wonderful. So you here, we have 3 smooth hatch eggs. Oh my goodness. So we're gonna make 2 of them smooth. And only 1 of them stone and 1 of them normal. Wonderful, that is awesome. And what I'm gonna do with our blueprint tool is, I'm gonna take this whole construction here and I'm just gonna copy the living crap out of it. And I call it ranch. Confirm it. And I'm gonna use the blueprint that we just made. And we will see, can I put it right there? I actually can. It's a little bit awkward though. Should I put it right there? Yeah, screw it. All we're gonna do is, they got another 2 wide space right there. That's not gonna do any harm. Actually, let's make it a 4 wide space. And let's build some tiles. So our dupes actually run faster. All the way over to here. And then all we need is a ladder that comes all the way up. And while we are at it, we may actually add a fire pole as well. They shouldn't have to go over here very often, but when they do, they may as well do it quickly. So we're gonna dig out all this stuff right here. Yeah, that should work out. Wonderful. Joel, what happened with you? How did your head get stuck in there? Come on guys, get him out of there. Don't let him die. Oh my, sometimes I'm really wondering what those dupes are doing. Holy cow. But this here's coming along, very good. Now I can start building this area right here, very good. And this one here is now deconstructed, so we can come over here and use our blueprint. And that's already it actually. And I can just say build. And now they're gonna put the infrastructure in here exactly as expected. We just need to make sure that the piping all adds up when we are done. But other than that, this is how quickly we build now a bedroom. And that's the beauty of this tool, of this mod actually. The modding community for this game is just completely insane. I love it. I guess this little bit of hydrogen, we need to release it into the base. I don't know what else to do with it right now. Into salt water down here. The only thing we can do is to mop it up. I'm not quite happy about that though. If we dig out 1 more row, that should make it better. That should disperse it a lot more, and therefore allow our dupes to dig it up. Or to mop it up, better to say. Looks like they're mopping pretty hard. Something else I want to do is take care of our plants here a little bit more. And we can come into here, should have done it a long time ago actually. And we should be able to not replace it? No. we need to uproot every single one of those here. Let me do that. And then we're going to replace all those tiles with hydroponic tiles, so our farmers don't have to manually bring water over here anymore, and that will just suck it out straight off the pipe. That is going to be very, very helpful for the efficiency of our dupes. They have more time to do other stuff this way. So let me do that, and I'll be back as soon as that's done. And this construction here is now completed. The hydroponic farms are in. We can take a look at that if we look. So we are pumping in 5 kilograms of water, but on the other side, we only get 3,833 grams back. That is all the water that all of our plants here consume. At the same time, I put in some ceilings lights, and we're only going to grow bristle blossoms from now on. We have literally so much water on this map that it just does not matter. I literally do not know what to do with all of that water that we have available to us. It is absolutely insane, to be quite honest. So I figured we might as well fill everything up here with bristle blossoms to make sure we get rid of a little bit of water. Again, we have another water source somewhere that we found earlier. I think it's right here. We have another cool steam vent. And over here is that water source that we found. So we literally don't know what to do with it. If that changes at any point in time, this here is so easily revertible that it's not even funny. And after, that was quite stupid of me, to be quite honest, you don't have to uproot all of these. You can literally just deconstruct them. Saves you so much work. So yeah, this here, and then we're completely through here with everything. Just on the other side here, we of course need the exact same setup then over here. So we're gonna build another ladder from all the way down here. And we have a little bit of flooding going on. It's all good. We just can't put it back right exactly where we found it. Not a big deal. Just need to make sure that we start mopping as early as we can. Can you please build this here? That would be really nice though, because more and more and more water is coming out, and at some point we cannot mop it anymore. At least that's done. And it has already happened. We cannot mop it anymore. Okay. Nope. You're not gonna do that right now. You're gonna hold your horses on those two. You're gonna build the rest first. But we can get rid of this water down here. Not a big deal. Just need to dig a little bit more up so the water disperses, and then we can mop it all up, or we can just put a pump in, depending on what it's needed. Oh, these guys here are completely locked in. Not good, not good, not good. Dig this here out, now. Get out. You can't get out because this is in your way too. Ah, shit, it's too deep. We need to dig this piece here out, not with this, like this. Dig it out. And run, 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 run. Oh, I got oxygen. Whew, good that there's some oxygen right there. I would have almost ended in disaster. You dupes. If you're not killing yourself, you're killing me at the bare minimum. Good grief. Only problem is that now our gas vent here is not working anymore either. I put a gas vent over here so we can get some oxygen in here. Now it's underwater, so that is slightly problematic to say the least. Did you now lock yourself in again? Are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? You dupes. Who is suffocating? Joel is. Well, how about you run? There you go. And this is deconstructed. We can just build the gas pipe one further up, put the gas vent right there, and that should help. I don't think we will get to this here in this episode. I think the rust is gonna be the best we can do. These dupes here are taking forever to get this stuff done. Well, I'm also doing quite a lot. I mean, this whole project here cost us a lot of time, not gonna lie about it. And we have smooth hatches. We of course need to put those smooth hatches in here. Or smooth hatchlings, better to say. Where are you at? Smooth hatchling, there you go. We're gonna put you over here. So we just gotta grab them, bring them over here, and when they grow up, they get their own little place right here. And here, smooth hatches, we can already start with iron. That's gonna be good. Our bristle blossoms are coming along greatly. Up here I built an electric grill and set it to gristleberry and barbecue. Gristleberries are not the best, but it's all we got right now. It's alright. So here in consumables, we can see that we have meal eyes here on the left. Meal eyes give -1 morale. So does muck root, raw meat, for example, all gives -1 morale. Over here, we have bristleberries, gives 0 morale if they eat it. And over here we have mushrooms, also 0. Then the next one on the list is gristleberry, which gives us +1. And then we have barbecue +8. And if you take a look into here, barbecue needs meat. So we need to put some meat in there. And with the meat we can make barbecue, which is insanely good for morale. Will also be a tiny little bit until we get there. Now our saltwater geyser is operating again. It's kind of what I tried to avoid, but all of our water is now down here. So what can we do? Well, what can we do is we are at 926 kilograms. So if I keep on digging over to here, let's see if we can disperse it enough so we can actually mop it up. Here in the back, I extended a little bit. I added 3 more gas reservoirs in here. The reason being is that I noticed a little bit of hydrogen coming down this pipe. We definitely don't want that. It was overfilling here because actually this one here is not producing as long as our battery is full. And when that happens, all we're doing is we're putting all the hydrogen into our tanks here. So I just connected them all together. If this one is full, it will go into this one, into this one, into this one. And our outputs, I connected them together for now. We may need them later. If and when we're gonna run out of water down here, we can use those reservoirs here. And what I used here is a little bit of a trick with this gas bridge here. This gas bridge here allows the gas that comes through to be prioritized. So all the gas will always go into the bridge first, unless the other side is full as it is right now. Then it will bypass it and will keep going along. I used this trick down here as well. I put a gas bridge into here instead of just coming off. So you see, no gas is coming through. I'm not putting any gas down to here in the bottom since we are not doing anything here. We are building in this area, which automatically means I want all the gas to come here. If this one here gets overpressure or whatever other reason, this pipe here fills up, then we're gonna release our oxygen down to the next outlet. That is a very neat trick with gas pipes, and I think with liquid pipes as well. But yeah, down here, they're still mopping. Let them mop, it's okay. But we are almost done here. Here one and here one needs to be dug out with full priority. And then our enclosure is ready. We can dig out all the stuff that's in here. That's going to be good. And at that point, we just need to dig it all out, put in a pump. And then our rust refinement factory, we're just going to build it right above here. And build a nice big reservoir. Oh yeah, I cannot forget about this volcano. So yeah, we're not going to build it right there. I'm gonna find a different place for it, that's for sure. Maybe over here would be a good area. There's really nothing here that is of any use for right now. So I think we're gonna start putting a 4 down row into here all the way to right there. We're gonna dig all this stuff out. And then maybe build the reservoir right underneath. Something like that. That should work out for our purposes. Here we have a little bit of water. Not sure exactly where that's coming from. How do we get water right there? Doesn't really matter. We just need to build those 2 insulated tiles here. So all this hydrogen here cannot escape. And then we can dig it out. Have our throughway here. That's going to be perfect for our needs. Yep, just like that. Great. Then I'm going to build one here, 2 there. And then the last one here is going to be ultra priority. So we let as little of this gas here out as humanly possible. That's going to be interesting to say the least. But on the inside here, I can already tell the dupes. I want a ladder that goes all the way down. And on the other side, I want a ladder that goes all the way up. And a fire pole right beside it. Gonna have that in here as well. And over here, of course, too. Right here, I want to make sure we have a ladder here and a ladder there. So we can actually start analyzing this geyser here so we actually know what we're working with. And now that has happened, I want ultra priority. Not ultra priority. I want an insulated tile with ultra priority built right there. It's going to be blinking and beeping here for a minute, but hopefully it goes as fast as humanly possible. Perfect. Just like that. We only let a little bit out. All of this bleach stone here. If you remember, we have our pier storage bin where we only put bleach stone in. We already have a ton in here, and we have so much chlorine in here that we don't even know what to do with it. Our Terminator is still pumping away. That's going to be good. How are we looking over here? What happened here? Where is the polluted water coming from? Was there polluted ice that melted? Okay, so all of this stuff is now mopped up. Very, very good. And all we're gonna do for that is, where's our plumbing? Here we have a bottle emptier. We gotta turn it around. And we're just gonna put it into here. Yeah, I don't see why that wouldn't work. All we need is a tile that we're gonna put into here as well. And as soon as we have that, we're just gonna set it to salt water. And all the salt water here gets put back into here where it should be in the first place. It's gonna be good. How are we looking temperature-wise in this area? Nice and warm? Yeah, that's what I thought. But first of all, we need to dig all of this stuff out. We don't have a choice, it needs to go. And I also just noticed we have our first smooth hatch. So this down here, I set it to smooth hatches. Now they should come by, wrangle them up. We're going to give it a priority of 7 so that actually happens. Oh, we have more than one. How many are laying there? I can literally not tell. 2? Yeah, we have 2 of them. Wonderful. And they now gonna eat our iron ore. And once again, iron ore, we can get more of it through all that rust that is around here. We're gonna dig all this stuff here up and we're gonna get a ton of, not a ton, many tons actually, of iron out of it. Just as much as oxygen. That's gonna work out just fine. Over here on this side, I already started building the reservoir. And here we have the desalinator. So that should work. This may be a little bit big, but we can always pump water from here to down here or vice versa, whatever we need. We have so much water. Also something else that I noticed, there is another dormant cool steam vent down here. I literally don't know what to do with all that water. We have definitely not a use for that much water, at least not yet. Maybe later in the game, but right now we have literally no use for it. So the plastic has to wait a little bit longer. We are still digging out here and building over here, but we're getting there. Also over here, I'm gonna tear out all those jumbo batteries. We don't need them anymore. What we need is more bedrooms. And what we also need is more dupes to do more work. So let's see what we got. We have Camille. Decreased medicine, increased germ assistance, agriculture and machinery. That would be good. Another cook. I cannot do doctoring errands, which would be fine. Decreased calories. Also okay. What about here? Decorating, operating and cooking. With a green thumb. None of those are the best dupes. But I think we're gonna go with Camille here. And Camille we're gonna rename to Dark Fry. So Dark Fry, welcome to the game. You are now officially on board. Wonderful. But that means we also need a new bedroom. And that's why I'm tearing out those jumbo batteries. Yeah, that just needs to happen. But yeah, number one priority is still to get this down here ready and done. So where are the dupes? What are they currently working on? And do I just have to increase the priority that something happens around here? Apparently so. But let's make sure this gets stuck out. So what is the saltwater geyser here? Let's take a look. 9.4 kilograms a second at 95 degrees Celsius. That is quite warm. Eruption period 322 seconds every 588 seconds. Active period is 47.8 out of 85.7. And the next activity is not for another 35 cycles. Okay, so that gives us plenty of time to get this here ready. It should be ready here in no time. Yeah, priority 9. That's what was missing. Wonderful. Oh, let's try this again. Priority 9. Dig up all this stuff here. Well, not the nitronium. You cannot dig that up. Not even gonna attempt it because we know it doesn't work. But we should be able to dig this stuff here up as well. Yes, we can reach everything. That's perfect. And then I also give it a number 9 priority down here in this deconstruction. That's where I want to put my pump. You already have a good amount of salt water in here. That's good. So you might as well go ahead and go to plumbing. Grab us a liquid pump. Make it out of gold amalgam. Just to make sure that we don't get any trouble with it. And put it into here. And then we're going to take a liquid pipe. And just run it all along here. Let's see, what is the best way to get over there? Probably through here though. So let's do that. So we're going to come just straight here through this wall. And at this point here we're going to start using an insulated pipe. It is quite hot. What we're doing, 95 degrees, you just read it a second ago. We're going to come over here. Here we probably will need a liquid bridge. Because later on more water is going to come down here from somewhere, I don't know exactly where. And we're going to feed it into there. So that is already set up. And that deconstructed finally. What do we need him to deconstruct? So let's flip through our chart here and let's see. Here's our bedroom. And one click. And it's back in. We just need to make sure that we take a look at our overlay for fluids. What we don't want is this fluid right here. We definitely don't want that. Where did this here come from? I truly don't know where that could have originated from. Everything is not working as it should. Very, very odd. It is exactly set up as it should be. So we're gonna get a little bit of polluted water into here. Once again, I'm not entirely sure where it came from. Must have been from the very beginning and those toilets here just haven't been used a lot. That's the only explanation that I currently have. Now we just need to keep on going up here with our insulated pipe. here and there, and we need a liquid bridge. We're just gonna flip it around, and everything is now hooked up again as it should be, past our fresh water supply. Now that this here's built, we can take this power wire here. We can come down to somewhere like this here. Actually, let's go all the way down to here, and then we can bring it over to the other side. Well, actually, I have a better idea. Why don't we utilize this over here better? Currently, if you take a look at our overview, this one here is producing nothing. So what we could do is, we could just go into power, let's see, and we take another power transformer right there, and we plop it right here, into the middle of the air. And we're gonna build new tiles down here, which is also gonna be okay. Don't need this one here. Don't need another generator. I think one is more than sufficient for what we are currently doing. And then we're gonna take a power wire. Let's see, power. There should be a heavy watt plate that we can plop right there. And we can put a heavy watt wire into here and into there. And now we have a completely new outlet. I don't see why that wouldn't work. And then we're gonna run our wire from over here all the way down to there. And that should be much faster, and we actually utilize more power over here. In the top, we have one more valve that we are currently using for nothing. So I want to get rid of that, and I want to do it fast. And I want to go into plumbing, and I want to find a liquid shutoff valve. That's what we're going to do. And what I'm going to do with this here is, as soon as this is deconstructed, I'm going to plop that here instead. Just like that. And then we're going to go into automation, and we're going to find us a liquid element sensor. And we're going to put the liquid element sensor right here. And then we're going to run an automation wire all the way up through there. It's a little bit far, but it's okay. We can deal with that. How many are in here? That looks like so many. Oh, I have 20 in there. Holy cow. Now that is a problem. So I think for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a very simple contraption. And we can just put it doesn't really matter. Where do we have space for it? It's just going to be a temporary thing. How about right here? Because yeah, why wouldn't we? I'm going to build it 4 deep, 2 wide. Nope, one more. 2 wide. And we're going to come back up. And in there, all we're going to do is we're going to build a, let's see, food. A critter drop-off. As well as a ladder. And everything that we don't want, we're going to throw down there. And we're just going to kill it manually for now. So you're probably asking, what are you doing with this liquid element sensor and this liquid shutoff here? That's going to be our overflow valve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to... now it's getting actually complicated to get through this maze here. So we're going to build it, let's see. With an insulated pipe, might as well. We're going to come over here. Down through there. Through here. Through there. Through there. And then into here. Actually into there. And let's go back to F6. Get rid of the bottom one. And we're going to continue building all the way down to here. Until we hit this here. Come over to here. Build it down to here. Past this bridge here. I knew we would need it eventually. Here it is. And we're just going to come... Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 high. That's how high we can build. We could theoretically just build it into here. Up to there. Then over to here, and right here we're going to build a liquid vent. We will have to build a little bit of infrastructure to actually get to those places, but that is alright. That should not be the thing that's going to stop us from doing what we need to do. That's for sure. Have we built it now completely? Yes, it is ready to roll. Let's have him sweep up all the stuff down here. Now that all that is built, we of course need some liquid bridges as well, and all the places that I left empty earlier. Oh, didn't I just click it? I figured I did. Apparently I was wrong. So let's take a look. Now we just gotta complete the maze. Gonna come here, there, here, and there. And that should then complete this whole structure here. And this here, we're going to set to water. Where are you at? On the very bottom. So if this here senses water, it will turn on or open up this liquid shutoff right there. And then all this overflowing water is going to come all the way down here, over to there, through here, and into here. And also the output from the desalinator, which, once again, is water, and salt. Salt is not a liquid, so it's not going to come out the pump. It's going to be right here. Here we're going to build some storage bins, though. And that's where we're going to store our salt. And in here, salt is already turned off in all of those. That's good. We don't want any salt stored in there. We're going to store salt in those 4. And we're going to use the same area up here to also be able to hopefully then put our rust oxidizer. That's what that thing is called, isn't it? Rust deoxidizer. That's what that thing's called. Okay. Down in here, I'm also going to put a couple of storage units for the ice. Saltwater ice. Let's see, do we have any? Doesn't look like it, do we? Yeah, we have brine ice. Yeah, that's it. So I'm going to take brine ice and also saltwater ice, and I'm going to put it into the storage units, and the natural heat that is produced by the saltwater geyser should melt it. That should be pretty straightforward and easy. And everything down here is now built. All that is left to do now to actually turn the system on is to put on a wire bridge right here. And as soon as that is built, which is right now as a matter of fact, we should have power to our pump. Let's see. The pump is running. Let's take a look at F6. And all of our salt water is coming up right here to our desalinator. Should arrive now any second. And once it's there, we should see it working, I hope. There it is. Water is coming in. And let's see what we get down here. Beautiful liquid water and a nice 45 degrees. That's actually crazy. Just need to make sure that we build a couple ladders over there. Preferably not out of sandstone, because we don't have any. Just like that, so we can reach this build right here. And that gives us access to a bunch of rust over here that we will need very shortly thereafter. And I just realized I made a mathematical error. Our hydrogen generator here only produces 800 watts of power. So I mean, take a look. 240 and 120 and 240 and 240. Yeah, if you slap another 480 on there, that is not going to work. So what I need to do, it's pretty easy and straightforward. This power wire here has nothing on it. So easy peasy lemon squeezy. We're just going to disconnect the utility right there. And what we're going to do instead is we're going to put a wire straight over here as I planned it from the beginning. I should have just done that. Potentially I should have done the math, but you live and you learn. And as soon as this pipe here is in, we're going to start the whole system back up with the gas that we have stored. So it is still self-sufficient. I do not need to build a hamster wheel or anything of that like to make sure that it starts back up. All we need is this gas pipe right here. Once that is built, it should automatically start back up. Let's see if that is correct. Gas is flowing. It's coming over. And we are back up and running like nothing has ever happened. Wonderful. Let's take a look here. Great. That is exactly what we want to see. And now what we are doing is we are taking the gas out of our gas tanks and we are putting it straight into the generator up until the generator turns off. At that point, no more gas will flow and all of our excess will go over here. And at this point, we can actually save ourselves this bridge right there. We don't need it anymore because these tanks here, these reservoirs, they don't need any power or anything. So let's see, this here should turn off any second now as soon as this battery is full to the brim. There it is. And now nothing is moving. And now we can actually take this gas pipe here. No, not the pipe. The gas bridge. And we can deconstruct it since now our system is run straight from those 4 reservoirs right here. Which probably is a smarter way to do it anyway, but at least now we have already something stored in there. But it doesn't look completely empty. And here we go. That's what our system looks now. Perfect, isn't it? So simple. You have to love it. And we are still producing nice hot water. Yes, we are. And at the same time, we are also producing nice salt. Let's take a look. Wonderful, emitting salt, 350 grams a second. So we can build up our salt storage. We already have 3 tons in here and then another 725 kilograms there. Make sure that all the salt that we have somewhere else gets actually put in there. I'm going to copy the settings into here. So now they're actually going to put all the salt from wherever they find it into there. And look at this here. Maybe we can bring on another dupe as the last action for today. Let's see. Choose a blueprint. Who do we have? We have Ren and Otto. What are you up to, Ren? Digging, suit wearing, and supplying. I could work with that. No cooking, decreased medicine. I don't care. You are a pretty decent dupe. How about you, Otto? What are you up to? You're a narcoleptic. So yeah, we're not going to take you. We're definitely going to go for Ren. But Ren is not going to stay Ren. Ren is going to become Knutki. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. That's what it is now. It's Knutki. And we're welcoming Knutki to our little farm here. Well, farm to our asteroid, better to say. Let's take a look just in any of our menus. We have now all of our dupes in here. Wonderful. Look at them. Our last 2 additions. Actually, 3 additions today, isn't it? Lord McFringe, Darkfry, and Knutki are now here. Wonderful. We have a huge new water reservoir on the bottom here that we are going to use in the next episode to make some oxygen with a rust deoxidizer. We're just gonna make an area right here or something like that. And then once all of that is done, we can finally put our attention to this oil here that I was talking about at the very beginning of this episode, and actually already in the last episode. But I figured first we need to take care of this here. We have everything that we need, so there's really not a hell of a lot of need to overdo it. Oh, look at this. We have a beta hive down here. Oh, that's gonna be good. We need to make sure that we take care of those. I have never used those because uranium, to the best of my knowledge, did not exist when I played the game the last time. But I'm pretty sure I can figure out how to work with this thing. Wonderful. That's actually great that we have betas directly on our starting biome. That's great. But yeah, other than that, there's nothing I have left to say other than thank you very much for watching. If you enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, and comment down below. What do you think about the gameplay? I'm sure you found something that I could do better. Feel free to let me know. I'm always all ears for any sort of improvements. And with that I say thank you and peace.